Imagine waking up to a sunrise that's blue, not yellow. Sounds strange, right? Welcome to Mars, a place where the reality of living is as different as night and day from what we're used to on Earth. Let's talk about the terrain first. Mars, the fourth planet from the Sun, is stark and rugged, with the largest volcano and the deepest canyon in our solar system. Its surface, scattered with iron oxide, gives it a reddish appearance, earning it the nickname, the Red Planet. But it's not just the terrain that's different. The Martian atmosphere is also something else entirely. The atmosphere on Mars is about 100 times thinner than Earth's, and it's mostly carbon dioxide, with traces of nitrogen and argon. Oxygen, the stuff we humans need to breathe, makes up just a tiny fraction of the Martian atmosphere. But here's where things get really interesting. You'd think with such a thin atmosphere it'd be freezing all the time, right? Well, Mars can get surprisingly warm during the day, with temperatures reaching up to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. But at night, it plummets to an icy -80 degrees. Talk about a drastic change in wardrobe needs. Now let's get to the shocking fact. Due to Mars's thin atmosphere, if you were exposed to it without a spacesuit, your blood could boil. It's a phenomenon known as ebullism. The low atmospheric pressure reduces the boiling point of body fluids, causing them to boil at body temperature. It's a grim reality, but one we need to face when talking about life on Mars. And the implications of living on this intriguing planet? Well, they're vast and varied. From the potential for weakened muscles and bones due to Mars's lower gravity, to the question of whether a woman could get pregnant on Mars, the challenges are numerous. So, living on Mars might not be as science fiction makes it seem, huh? It's a harsh environment, filled with challenges that we're only just beginning to understand. But who knows? With the rapid advancements in technology and our ever-growing curiosity, we might just find a way to call Mars our new home. Ever wonder what would happen if someone was born on Mars? Pregnancy and childbirth are complex processes even here on Earth, and the lower gravity of Mars might throw a wrench in the works. Let's think about it. The human body has evolved over millions of years for life on Earth, in its specific gravity. Now imagine carrying a pregnancy in a world with only about 3/8 of Earth's gravity. It's a mystery how this could impact fetal development. And then there's the question of birth. Would a lower gravity make childbirth easier, or would it present new complications? We just don't know. Can a woman even get pregnant on Mars? Again, it's an open question. We know that space travel can affect the human body in strange ways. Could it also affect fertility? So, giving birth on Mars could be a whole new challenge for humanity. And it's one of the many mysteries we'll have to solve as we push the boundaries of human exploration. Now let's talk about what would happen to a body on Mars. Imagine stepping foot on the Red Planet for the first time. The first thing you'd notice is the reduced gravity, only about 1/3 of what we're used to on Earth. Over time, this could lead to some unexpected changes in our bodies. For starters, you might grow a bit taller. Yes, you heard it right. The reduced gravitational pull allows the spine to stretch out, making individuals taller than they would be on Earth. But don't get too excited about this newfound height. The weaker gravity also means muscle deterioration. Without the constant challenge of Earth's gravity, muscles could weaken and shrink, a condition known as muscle atrophy. This could mean that even simple tasks would become increasingly difficult. And it's not just the muscles, even your bones wouldn't be spared. They could start to lose their density, leading to a condition similar to osteoporosis. So, while you might be taller, you'd also be weaker. Now let's talk about aging. The surface of Mars is bombarded with high levels of radiation due to its thin atmosphere. This radiation could cause damage to our cells and DNA, potentially leading to faster aging. So, while you're growing taller and weaker, you could also be aging more rapidly. And remember those sci-fi movies where an astronaut's helmet cracks and their blood boils? Well, that's not entirely fiction. Mars's atmospheric pressure is so low that water can boil at body temperature. If exposed to this pressure, the water in a human body could turn to gas, causing the blood to boil. So can a woman get pregnant on Mars? The radiation and the low gravity could potentially impact fertility. However, the real challenge would be for the baby. Would a child born and raised on Mars be weaker? Likely so, due to the factors we've discussed. Clearly, living on Mars could have some unexpected side effects. But, despite these challenges, the human spirit of exploration continues to push the boundaries, dreaming of a day when we might call Mars our second home. Does Mars smell bad? Let's find out. Mars, unlike our home planet, has a completely different atmosphere. Comprised mainly of carbon dioxide with traces of nitrogen and argon, it lacks the oxygen we're accustomed to. But how does this affect our sense of smell? Imagine being on Mars. The thin and dry Martian atmosphere would likely alter our olfactory experiences. Since our sense of smell depends on the moisture in the air, the arid conditions on Mars might dull our sense of smell. Furthermore, the Martian soil contains iron oxide or rust, which could give the air a metallic scent. Some scientists compare it to the smell of blood or a penny. However, these scents would probably be faint, as the thin atmosphere would make it hard for smells to travel. So, the Martian smell might be a subtle metallic whiff that's barely perceptible to the human nose. So, Mars might not be the best place for a picnic. Will we grow old faster on Mars? Now there's a thought. For those of us who've dreamed about the red planet as a new frontier, the idea of aging in this alien environment is both fascinating and a bit unnerving. Mars, with its thin atmosphere and harsh radiation, presents a different kind of challenge to the human body. Imagine being constantly exposed to radiation levels that are about 100 times more intense than what we're used to on Earth. This doesn't just mean a higher risk of cancer, but also faster aging. Radiation damages our cells and DNA, accelerating the aging process. So, while you're exploring the Martian landscapes, your cells might be aging at a faster rate than they would on Earth. But it's not just the radiation. The stress of living on Mars could also play a role in how fast we age. Consider the isolation, the stark, barren landscapes, and the ever-present danger of a life support system failure. This constant stress could take a toll on the human body over time, potentially speeding up the aging process. Now, let's flip the coin. Mars's lower gravity, about a third of Earth's, might have some interesting effects on the human body. Some speculate that this reduced gravity could slow down certain aspects of aging. For starters, it could ease the strain on our hearts, which wouldn't have to work as hard to pump blood around our bodies. However, this is purely speculative. We don't have enough data to say for sure how Mars's gravity would affect human aging. And let's not forget that this same low gravity could have other, less desirable effects, like muscle atrophy and bone loss. So Mars might not be the fountain of youth we're looking for. Yes, the red planet offers a thrilling adventure, a chance to explore and learn. But it also presents unique challenges to our bodies, potentially accelerating the aging process. So, while we might dream of Martian colonies and new beginnings, we must also prepare for the realities of life and aging on Mars. So, what do you think about living on Mars now? Let's recap the journey we've embarked on today. We've delved into the Martian reality, exploring the idea of humanity's future on this red planet. We've unraveled the strange and unexpected aspects of life on Mars, the good, the bad, and the downright bizarre. We've pondered the consequences of Martian births. Imagine a human baby, born not on our familiar blue planet, but on the alien terrains of Mars. The questions this raises are profound. Would these Martian-born humans be weaker, their bodies shaped by the lower gravity of their home planet? Or would they grow taller, their spines not compressed by the weight of Earth's gravity? We've examined the Martian body, pondering what would happen to our Earth-born bodies in this alien landscape. We've discussed why your blood would boil on the Martian surface, and even the possible challenges of pregnancy on Mars. We've even considered the Martian smell. Yes, you heard right, the smell of Mars. Would it be an olfactory delight or a nasal nightmare? And would our noses even be able to detect it in Mars's thin atmosphere? We've also reflected on the passage of time on Mars, whether we would age faster or slower in this new territory. Would our cells be affected by the different environment, causing us to grow old at a different rate? In this journey, we've challenged our perceptions of reality, pushing the boundaries of our understanding. We've asked questions that may seem outlandish, but are essential as we strive to become an interplanetary species. So as we conclude, I encourage you to reflect on what we've learned today. Let this knowledge inspire wonder, curiosity, and a thirst for more. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into our fascinating universe. And leave a comment below. Would you want to live on Mars? Let's start a conversation.